Right now on Denver 7 News at 6 a.m.
I don't know if there'll ever be a conviction in the case.
A new push for justice for JONBENET Ramsey.
Her father is asking the state to get involved with the investigation into her murder. I'm Denver 7's Christian Lopez. How the governor's office is responding to the request.
Plus, hundreds of affordable housing units are up for grabs in Denver.
A stable house means everything.
But you have to move fast if you're looking for a place to live. We'll explain who qualifies.
And we're typically taught to keep our salaries hush-hush. Now the younger generation is breaking their silence. And Gen Z and millennials.
Not satisfied with the status quo.
And they're sharing that info, maybe for a reason, okay? Thanks for staying with us today. I'm Nicole Brady.
And I'm Brian Sanders. Good morning to you. We are breaking the norm weather-wise. Finally, you'll see some wet roads on your way into work as we take a live look from our roof camera here at Spear and Lincoln. You can see the water shining off the roadway this morning.
Makes for some nice colors, huh?
I know. Yes, Lisa is here as we see the clouds start to break up on what we can expect today.
Yeah, nice though. This is really our first significant hit of any wet weather, any good precipitation in about 6 weeks. So much needed. And right now you can see up across parts of northeastern Colorado where some of the heavier rain showers are right now, and also a little bit of lightning with this line of storms right there. But the risk of severe weather this morning is going to be low. We had some pretty good loud thunderstorms roll through overnight though, and now some steady rainfall here in town. Some of that mixing with snow south there along I-25 close to the Palmer Divide. And up and through the mountains, we continue to pick up a little bit of snow this morning, too. Jason will have more on your roads here in just a minute. 30s this morning. As your kids are walking out the door, make sure they've got a jacket on today. It's going to be a chilly one. We'll be in the 30s this morning. Only about a 10-degree warm-up. Skies will gradually clear out a bit more. You're going to find highs in the upper 40s to right around 50 degrees today. 30s for the high country. So coming up here in a few minutes, we're going to take a closer look at the next storm that hits midweek. That one, too, is going to bring more rain. So details on the Super 7 day.
And I have seen some light snow up in the foothills, as Lisa was just mentioning. It's really not sticking to the highways. This is 285, not too far from the park and ride. And you can see occasionally across the camera some of the light snow that's falling. You can see it in the grass and the trees. It's a little bit heavier in parts of the foothills, but right now it's just wet on whether it's 285 or I-70 or Highway 6 and 119. Take a look at the drive that we have up to the north side. Again, very wet with a lot of splashback we're dealing with and some standing water. There's one crash out to the east. It's going to be out on I-70 on the westbound side right near the town of Bennett, and that is causing about a mile or so backup out that way. But the drive times are up a little bit as the speeds are coming down because of the wet weather we're dealing with. But again, at the higher speeds on some of the more open highways, make sure you watch it because there are some areas of standing water.
Well, it is one of the most infamous unsolved cases in recent history, the murder of JONBENET Ramsey.
This morning, the state is looking into a new petition supported by her father, and it's requesting that the case be transferred out of the Boulder Police Department. Denver 7's Christian Lopez joins us live. Christian, JONBENET Ramsey's father hopes new technology can shed some light on this 25-year-old case.
Yeah, and that petition started just a few days ago, and it's already gathered thousands of signatures. This is a case that captured worldwide attention after 6-year-old JONBENET Ramsey was reported missing on Christmas Day in 1996. Her body was found a day later in her family's basement. Her killer has still never been found. That petition now calling on the state and Governor Jared Polis to use new genetic genealogy technology to help solve the case. We spoke to former Denver DA Mitch Morrissey, who investigated this case years ago. He now has a company that has solved nearly a dozen cases using this genetic genealogy, and we asked him if he thinks this technology could help solve that case.
Well, there's issues with the technology. First of all, you're sequencing the DNA, and there are problems doing that when you have a mixture of two people's DNA. The DNA in the Ramsey case is always been a mixture. It's a mixture wherever you find it.
Governor Jared Polis said the state will look into how it can help and possibly use this technology to hopefully get some answers and finally solve this case. Live this morning, I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
All right, thank you, Christian. And Boulder Police issued a statement in response to this saying they have used the latest state-of-the-art DNA technology in their investigation. They most recently met with DNA experts in March. Boulder says as of this past December, CBI has updated over 750 reference samples with the latest technology and that case DNA is regularly checked for new matches. Boulder Police Chief Maris Harold added, quote, "Every time new DNA technology is changed, we worked to make sure the evidence could be tested. Taking a closer look at the numbers, since 1996, Boulder police have received more than 21,000 tips connected to the JonBeNet Ramsey murder. Investigators have traveled to more than 19 states to interview more than 1,000 people. Boulder police say the investigation has and will continue to be a priority for the department.
Aurora police are cracking down on street racing. Overnight, they say they issued one notice and towed one vehicle. The department said it had dedicated officers looking for street racers and visited 4 known racing areas. A new city law allows police to confiscate and impound suspected racers' cars for up to a year. Affordable housing is tough to come by right now in Colorado, and overnight applications open for hundreds of qualified affordable housing units in Denver. Denver 7's Veronica Acosta joins us this morning to walk us through the application process.
So being able to get into adequate, good housing, very tough for lots of Denver families. But today it's a chance for them to get one step closer to that. And that's because of the Denver Housing Authority's subsidized housing pre-application process that opened just about at midnight. This typically only happens once a year. So let's get right down to who can apply to get inside one of these homes. Families are the first. That's anyone with children. And then disabled families as well. That means the head of household lives with a disability or 2 people in the family are disabled. Non-elderly disabled persons, a person who lives with a disability and is less than 62 years old. Elderly family, where the head of household is at least 62 as well. And elderly persons, a person who's at least 62. So the program consists of about 4,600 units in Denver, but some of those, as you can imagine, they're already taken. Right now, DHA has anywhere between 250 to 400 units available. And if you're wondering about those rent prices, that is based off income. Officials say the important part of this program is getting people into comfortable homes.
A foundation of a high quality home is the foundation to everybody's dreams, success, and aspirations, right? So it's incumbent upon us, everybody in the Denver community, to make sure that we have enough available, affordable, high quality units that people can have a stable home. So therefore, then they can seek education, better medical opportunities close to job centers, close to really high quality health opportunities. So a stable house means everything.
The pre-application does have to be submitted online. It's open today and will be open all the way up until May 11th. In studio, I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
Thank you, Veronica. Well, new this morning, we're learning many new homeowners regret purchasing their homes. A HomeLight survey found 20% say they underestimated the cost of becoming homeowners. Other regrets mentioned were buying a home too fast and the cost of repairs. The National Association of Realtors say this survey should encourage people to better evaluate their financial limits.
Aurora City Council will fine-tune that city's urban camping ban today. The ban went into effect over the weekend, but some policies still need to be finalized before it can be enforced. City leaders are looking into a possible day resource center, and they're still trying to figure out what to do with people's belongings if they're moved from a camp. Colorado lawmakers are looking to better regulate tiny homes. A bill would put them in the same category as manufactured homes. That means they would have to follow the standards set by the State Housing Board when it comes to building and installing the homes. The state could also require inspections of tiny homes. It's been a difficult 4 months for families impacted by the Marshall Fire, but we continue to see, all this time later, Coloradans stepping up for one another.
Yeah, these moments never get old. Denver 7 teamed up with Amazon over the weekend to donate $40,000 worth of essential items to families in need, still early in their recovery from the fire. All the items came from a wish list, too. About 100 families picked up the donations for free on Saturday. And for many, like Marianne Lasky and her family, it has been tough to get back on their feet.
Probably the most difficult part is really trying to get your life set up again. It's really hard to comprehend what it means to lose everything. As of December 30th, every single thing we owned fit in an SUV.
It feels that we're doing our part to support them. It's a long-term recovery, and whatever we can do to continue to support as they rebuild is what we're here to do.
Yeah, the help does not stop there. The warehouse will be open to Marshall Fire victims every Saturday for as long as it's needed. You do not have to make an appointment. Lisa.
It is now 6:10 and rain and snow is falling here along the Front Range this morning. And tonight, skies are going to clear, so that means tomorrow morning it's going to get pretty cold. In fact, we have a freeze watch going into effect down across parts of southeastern Colorado. So some cold air tonight and another round of rain. Another storm hits midweek. Details coming up.
We have some breaking news right now of a report of a train car right near I-70 in Holly, which would be just on the east side of Colorado Boulevard, on fire. This is the smoke. You can see the smoke. We're looking from 270 I-70 back towards the west. Look how much smoke is right now blowing across I-70. I don't know about any other impacts to I-70 traffic right now, other than you'll probably see it going on the east or westbound side near Colorado Boulevard, but you can obviously see quite a big fire right now, and it's reportedly in a car train right there by I-70 and Holly.
All right, thanks, Jason. A Colorado congressman is part of a secret visit to Ukraine. His message as lawmakers get ready to discuss billions of dollars in more aid.
Plus, we're all paying more at the grocery store right now. How China could be the solution to our inflation.